Okay, so we have the wire up. It's tight. I got the 3/4 inch line ran, which this isn't very far. All we went is to not this tree here, but that tree right there. So right about there, it does about a, oh, I don't know, maybe a 45 or so. That's where the coupling is. So it isn't very far, maybe 10 yards or so, 15 at most. It's not far. But I don't have, usually when I run this big line out, I have a barrel, I set it over, and then you can pull it and it'll actually, the barrel allows it to spin, and the snow creates lubrication, slipperiness, whatever you want to call it, so it spins easier. But my barrel is way over there. Can't see it, but I can see it because I'm out here, but it's over there. And it's bolted to a 3/4 sheet of plywood, which was a bad idea because after 2 winters in the woods, it's pretty saturated and heavy and cumbersome. And so I pulled a few feet, came back, unrolled some more, pulled out a few feet, rolled out some more. So I did that. And then as I come back, I put a couple of these lashes. Again, the lashes are just these little rebar ties. They're galvanized so they don't rust, which I like because I don't like the looks of rust. What I'm trying new with this line is, so this is a Chinese finger trap, and I do believe it's this line. The manufacturer says you can run it without the wire. What you do is you pull it out, you see how many feet you use, there's a percentage loss you subtract off, so you would cut it so many feet shorter. Then you hook this Chinese finger trap up, and then you would cinch it tight. And then for your side ties, they sell a fancy, it's like a bungee cord material, but it's got slits in it so you can loop it around itself and lock it in. But I don't know how well that works. This I know is a proven method, so this is how I do it. But what I'm trying new this year is I'm trying the Chinese finger trap with a tensioner back here. Now what I've done in the past is I use the Chinese finger trap and they come along, I pull it tight, and then I'll put about, say, a dozen of these rebar ties, like here, 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 here. You know, they're very close. And my theory is, and it does somewhat work, is when you spin these around each other and tighten them up like a bread twist tie, you get enough of them that's a lot of strength, it won't slide. Well, what I am finding is some of these other laterals that technically this is their 3rd winter, because they were put up in the January of 2018 when we had a very cold sub-zero blast, Arctic blast between Christmas and New Year's. We put most of this up. It's actually because this plastic is expanding and contracting, I'm finding that it's actually walking, and I'm starting to sag. So what I'm going to try, and I might go back and do it on other lines, is put this Chinese finger trap on and put a ratchet on. This is that tensioner I was talking about earlier. So I'm going to try it here. I don't know how well it's going to work, because to get this tree and another line, I'm going to tie it back behind the Chinese finger trap, so I'll see how tight I can get it. The reason we want it nice and tight, though, is because if you get a sag, it's a place for sap to collect and not flow. It's a slow point. So what happens is, the longer it sits in this line on a nice sunny day, the sun will actually bake the sap in this line. And what happens is you'll get yeast formation, makes cloudy sap, and not saying the syrup is bad, but if you get too much of it, it can make an off flavor syrup, which we don't want. We want good quality sap to make good quality syrup. So yeah, that's where I'm at now. He said line's up, the high tensile wire's up, the line's up. Now I'm going to go through and take a bunch of these, put these up, then we'll see how much daylight we got left, and that might be it for tonight. I don't know yet, so gotta get at it. Bye.